Yeah, yeah, they got ice on this one, innit? They gotta see the guns won't stop.
I shot Martinez's picture of Samuel Beckett in 2007. I was shooting street art around Portobello and Notting Hill as a part of a 3-day London shoot, doing a bunch of street art, and both the Beckett picture that he did, as well as there was another one opposite on the other side of the Portobello Road of a woman's face, both being sadly destroyed since, really stuck out for me. They were rare examples of street art that were really beautiful paintings in their own right. So by the time I shot the Samuel Beckett picture, it had already been partly damaged, and I did my blur version. I'm an abstract photographer, so I did a blur version of it, and that was shown at a solo show that I had at Gallery Mark Hashem in New York in 2008, and it was great. People actually, it attracted a lot of attention. The way that I use blur, it makes images either softer or kind of more stronger, and more, sometimes more disturbing as well. And this one came out very strong, so it was talked about a lot at the show, and to me it was important because it was taking a piece of London, a piece of Notting Hill. I was born in I was brought up in Notting Hill, so it was sort of like bringing a piece of Notting Hill over to Manhattan. And I think that was enjoyed a lot. I then shot it again in 2008 when it was even further damaged. In fact, it was really quite badly damaged, and I've got a number of shots of it just because to me it was such an important piece. And then I went back later in 2008 and it was completely destroyed and covered over with the image that you can see today. So I think it's a great campaign. I think it's a great idea to try and bring the image back in whatever way, shape or form makes sense for both the artist Martinez as well as the people that are trying to make it happen in Notting Hill. And it fits in with a lot of the things that we've been getting behind this campaign. Not even so much just because we like that piece of work, and obviously there's a history with myself, but also because I'm one of the founders of quite a large collective of artists on the internet called b-uncut, and street art for us is one of the genres that's really important for a group of our artists and our kind of whole philosophy. We believe in trying to develop emerging artists all over the world. And I think street art is a very interesting form of contemporary art, and obviously one that's becoming more and more popular with, clearly people like Banksy. And it provides a kind of freedom of expression, particularly for the younger generations, that is important. And obviously it's one of the most democratic forms of art. It's one of the few forms of art that can be seen by anyone, whether you live on the street or whether you live at Buckingham Palace, doesn't really matter, and everyone in between. So we think that this cause is important, and even if what it does is bring a high awareness by the public in general of what street art is, who does it, how they go about doing it, the different kinds of street art, and that kind of grey area between legal street art and illegal street art, and what motivates street artists to produce it in the first place. Some people think of it as a criminal activity. On the other spectrum, you've got people that think of it as one of the most noble forms of art, because you do it in a public space, it gets viewed, and you don't know as an artist whether it gets viewed for 10 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, 10 hours, or 3 weeks. You don't know. The only thing you do know is that you're putting up a form of your own emotional expression on a wall that anyone can see, but it won't last. So to an extent there is a noble side to that, and I don't think it is just vandalism. Obviously there are examples where it is just vandalism, and that probably isn't great, but there's lots of examples where it's a very beautiful form of art, and one that I think we all need to find a space for in our neighbourhoods. So with that, both myself and b-uncut have been working behind the scenes to try and get behind this movement to bring Martinez and Samuel Beckett as an icon of street art back to Portobello. And I suppose lastly, but importantly, our studios, both at b-uncut and for myself, are here just off the Portobello Road. So it's a local community campaign that we've enjoyed being a part of.
Yeah, big up. I sit on this one, innit?
They gotta see the dance won't stop. On the break.